Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Terry Goddard, and it is a pleasure to see you all here today. From right across Canada, we have a half a dozen schools that are joining us, and some very special guests as we celebrate Global Dignity Day. Now, before I hand it over to our speaker for today, we're going to quickly go across the country. I want everybody to wave and say a big hello from your school and shout out the name of the hooray. For Queen Elizabeth and Roslyn, let's say hello. Whoa. David Suzuki School, hello. Hello, High Park. Havergal School. Big old Bill Fred, go! Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce you to Jennifer Corrier.
I would like to give another warm welcome to all of you from across Canada who've joined us, and to all the girls here at Havergal College for being part of Global Dignity Day here in Canada. So a big welcome and a round of applause for all of you. Today, in over 50 countries all around the world, over 100,000 students are taking part in Global Dignity Day. And Global Dignity Day is all about celebrating how we can live in a way that increases the dignity of each and every person that we interact with. And there are 5 guiding principles that you'll all have an opportunity to go through in your schools, and you'll all be able to develop and understand your own dignity stories. And we have an incredible keynote speaker here today who will be sharing his story, his dignity story. But what I wanted to share, and what I hope you kind of captured from the opening video, is that this is something that is created through individuals. Dignity Day was developed by a group of young global leaders who got together, people across business and government and civil society and media, just people who want to make a difference. And these were established and recognized young global leaders led by, as you saw, the Crown Prince of Norway and many others who are involved. And what we've done is we've committed ourselves on this date, on October 20th, to celebrate dignity and how it has an effect in our lives. And to understand how, when we treat each other with dignity, it can lead to a more beautiful world, a more amazing world, where we're addressing issues of poverty and looking at issues of education, and how can we help create a world that everyone feels included and appreciated and valued for who they are and what they have to contribute to the world. With you all. And now what I'd like to do is introduce Simon Ibel, who is our keynote speaker today. We've found Simon through an organization called Right to Play. He has an incredible personal and powerful story that he'll be willing to share with all of us. So if we can give a very warm welcome to Simon.
Well, as you can see, thanks so much, Jennifer. It's just, as Jennifer said, it's an honor to be here. Dignity is a real cornerstone of my life, a foundation for me to be able to live the life I live right now, and since I'm 33 years old, and I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to live a dignified life, to be able to do what I'm doing now with running my foundation, to be able to help others who have a rare disease. I live with a very rare disease called mucopolysaccharidosis, MPS II, otherwise known as Hunter syndrome. To give you an idea, there's 30 people that suffer from my disease across Canada, 2,000 worldwide. And the term dignity is something that's really being instilled in me from as long as I can remember, 30 plus years ago. I've been told from an early age, because there was nothing known about my disease. Our family was very fortunate to be able to travel the world, looking really to 30 plus countries around the world, looking for treatments that didn't exist. And as a person that lives with a disability, I've been told in my own ideology, my own belief in myself, the respect and dignity that I have from my own, but there's also the people, my family, my friends, the people that surround me from an early age to today, and always going forward, that it's always about the ability, not the disability. And someone that lives with a visible disability, I think I always use the term rare, and I'll touch on it a little bit. I know it's a brief talk I have today, is that we're all rare, we're all different. But just because we're different doesn't mean that's a deficiency. Differences are something to be celebrated.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an opportunity now to go across the country and to hear the stories that you have created. and that you have envisioned that you're going to share with all the country. Go ahead, David Suzuki.
Good afternoon. In the winter of 2008, I decided I wanted to give back to my society. Children these days are given privileges that most children all over the world are not fortunate enough to have. I believed it was important that I would share and give back to my community. So, in the Christmas of 2008, I went through my piles of clothes. Some I had not even worn before. I made sure I had a pile of clothes that I would donate to Goodwill. Donating some of my clothes to children less fortunate than myself gave me a feeling of honor, for I was doing something good, and it felt good too. Now every year, I always make a pile of clothes to donate to Goodwill, so that a child will be able to have new clothes. Life should not be lived with selfish behavior. Making a difference starts with giving back to our community and environment, and that is what I intend to do. Thank you.
Here at Queen Elizabeth High School, we have, go ahead, Sean.
Hi, my name's Sean, and my dignity story is pretty much about my experience on the junior men's volleyball team here at Queen E. I've been nominated the captain, so I have the responsibility to pretty much look after the team and basically lead them if our coaches aren't around. This year we had 3 players that joined with little to no experience, so as the captain, I took the initiative to take them away from the rest of the group and just separately work on their passes, their sets, their hits, their serves, so that they could improve as players, provide more to the team, and eventually give them a better experience with the game. So this all started about mid-September, and now that it's basically nearing the end of our regular season, I've seen that their progress has almost tripled since our first trial. They're able to pass from pretty much anywhere on the court. They always make their serves, and their sets are absolutely beautiful, leaving our hitters a perfect kill. So my dignity story pretty much shows that self-sacrifice for others that don't have the experience that you have can basically lead to dignity, because it makes them feel like they're being looked out for. They're being given the chance to basically learn the game and play the game. And that's what my Dignity Day story is about.
Let's go across now to High Park in Stony Plain, Alberta. Go ahead, High Park.
So last year in our basketball season, we had a player who was not quite as gifted in the athletic sense, but he was really supportive of the team. He always made everyone feel good. And near the end of the season, we were winning a game by quite a bit, and so we worked on getting him a basket because he hadn't gotten a basket yet that season. So we showed confidence in him, and he did get that basket, and so that helped him receive his own self-confidence and self-respect.
Let's go across now to Havergal in Toronto. Go ahead, Toronto.
Well, I'm going to invite Hannah and Faithy to come forward. We're in a string class here, so they're going to share a great story for you all.
Okay, so we go to Havergal College and we're in grade 9. And this year we got the privilege of having a couple of new girls join our strings class, many of which were really good, and some who are kind of beginners. And so we had to take into consideration how they were going to help us, because some of them were a lot better than us. So we had to figure out how we were going to work together with them, because personally I started a new instrument this year, and one of the new girls was really good at the instrument I was playing, so she was taking into consideration what my level of the instrument was and helped me become better at it, so we could work together to play well together. And a lot of the things that we have in our strings class is like, we sort of work as a family, and so like someone said before, it's kind of your own self-sacrifice, and so people who are really gifted at playing the instrument and who have worked extremely hard, they're helping others who are just like getting used to the new instrument, and so we kind of all help each other out, and yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, girls. All right, we have Taylor now, who's also a grade 9 student.
I have a story about my cousin who isn't really able to talk or walk, and he's not exactly aware of what's going on around him. And a lot of the times when we have our family functions, we always try and make him feel welcome and acknowledge him and embrace him and try and engage him in what's going on, even though he's not always aware of what's happening. And so it's kind of helped me to understand the perspective of someone else and try and put myself in his shoes once in a while and figure out what I would want people to do for me if I were in the same situation. Thank you.
Over to you, Fieldcrest, followed by Rosalind.
When I first came to Fieldcrest in grade 5, the only thing that mattered to me was popularity. I was mean to everyone, including my friends. Spreading rumors, lies, gossip, and other rude comments was a daily routine for me, just because I wanted to be at the top. But by the end of grade 5 and beginning of grade 6, I realized that no one truly wanted to be my friend because of what I had done. I told myself that the path I was on wasn't a good one and I needed to make change. By the time grade 6 was halfway over, I had gained most of my friends back and thought to myself that I could do more. I started helping my teachers as well as my friends. Soon enough, I was excelling to new heights that I never thought I could get to, such as this moment right now. Back then, I believed that nothing mattered except for being popular. When I realized that treating my friends with disrespect wasn't right, and I didn't like who I was becoming in my search for popularity, I changed my ways and became the person I am today. I've learned that by being mean to people, it took away from not only mine, but others' dignity. When I call people names and spread gossip about them, it makes other people think that they are not a nice person, which takes away from their self-esteem and dignity. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I know I'm not. Like everyone else, I'm still working on learning from my mistakes and making exceptions that the past is behind me and my future is in my hands.
Now over to Rosalind Junior High. Come, Rosalind.
Okay, my story is about a 2-week stay at a hospital that I recently had, where I had the opportunity to meet a little girl who was about 10 years old named Siri. And she shared with me her experience of her last 2 weeks of school, where she had started her chemotherapy treatment and all her hair had fallen out. So she was completely bald and had large purple bags under her eyes. Not the best looking. And all her friends made fun of her, and she couldn't participate in gym class, and everybody laughed at her. And she shared with me how dignity is knowing what's wrong with yourself and knowing that you can be proud of yourself no matter what others think of you and how you are being judged by others. It does not matter as long as you're living your life, no matter how long it will be, with its full potential.
I just want to thank you all so much for your participation in Global Dignity Day and for sharing your stories and also for the thoughts that you've had that you maybe haven't spoken out loud just yet. And to the commitments that each of you will make to increase the dignity of others through your thoughts and your words and to your actions. I want to thank Simon for being our very inspiring keynote speaker. Round of applause next to and all of the teachers and all of the schools who have created a space for dignity to take place with a very, very extra special thanks to you, Terry.